Today is day 1. So we are going to be introduced to 3 new words today, and they are process, prior to, and initial. So we're going to take a look at an example using these words. So you see over here an ingredients list and instructions. This is a recipe for making oobleck. So the first word is process, and that is a way to do or make something that requires several steps. Look at the instructions. The first step is to pour water into a small bowl. What is step 2 of the process? Right, that's where you're going to begin adding the cornstarch to the water. You can start with a spoon at first, but you'll need to use your hand as the mixture thickens. So we can see that right here in the instructions, step 1 and then step 2. So again, just the directions or instructions tell the process of doing something. Now let's look at the second word, prior to. Prior to means before or earlier. Prior, before, and earlier are all synonyms. What do you think you need to do prior to beginning the process of making oobleck? What do you think would be a smart step to do prior to making this? Right, if we've made this before, then we know that something you might want to do prior to is setting up like a clean workspace and making sure that you have plenty of like paper towels and you have like the table covered so that you're not making a large mess. I want you to think for a moment. What is something that you did prior to coming to school today? If you have someone next to you, you can turn and talk or think to yourself. Right, what is something that you do prior to going to bed at night? Excellent. Let's look at the last word that we're going to learn today. That word is initial. So we're back to the oobleck recipe here. Initial means first. The words first and initial then are synonyms. So what is the initial step in making oobleck? Right, to pour water into a small bowl. It is the first step, the initial step. So here's another example. Last year I had a backyard party for my friends. My initial or first step in planning the party was deciding on a date. I think that's probably, if any of you have ever planned a party before, like a birthday party, that's probably the initial step that many of you take. The initial step was important because I needed to pick a day when my friends would be available and could come to my party. All right guys, that wraps up day 1. We'll see you back tomorrow for day 2.